let's call this show to order.
I think, yeah, we're on air. Go ahead.
Welcome. Calling to order the Architectural Review Panel of August 23rd, 2024. Call to order, then are there any, let's see, let's say who is here for the panelists.
Alan DeBach.
Will Shepard.
Supriya Kulkarni.
Thank you all. Are there any announcements or introductions? Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on something that's not agendized? This is your chance. Okay, thank you. Then we're on to the consent items. I imagine everyone has read the minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
Motion to approve is written.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
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 Hi.
Minutes pass. One thing before we get into the items. We're very appreciative that this has been created. We had a question, so for the reviewers, you'll all have a sheet like this, which is basically our way of telling the planning staff and such what we think of this, you know. Are there comments, corrections? Should it go on? Who fills this out?
We usually use that to word the recommendation that the ARP had.
So you're doing it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in effect, these are all for you.
Yeah, basically. So
Okay.
what we do is we take the recommendations that you had, whichever one of these options it was, and this is how we word the minutes in the recommendation that the ARP had.
So you don't need to include one for,
Not necessarily, yeah. Just
Yeah.
basically to
Going
make sure we're all on the same page as to
Yep.
what your recommendation is and what that entails.
That's right. We weren't sure if we fill them out and then hand them back, or.
No,
so-
just in case you had notes that you wanted to jot down or something like that, but we basically use what you're saying to
Okay.
word in this format.
Very good, very good. All right, so then, review items. Now, let's look at the ordering of the review items. We have, how is this filled out in terms of the 4 items? Is it, is there any particular order? Is it chronological in the sense that one of the applicants has waited the longest?
Not necessarily. I think we usually try to do the ones that may be a little bit faster first, and I think last we have a new house, so that'll probably take a little bit longer. We were thinking that the additions and the gate would probably be a little bit faster than the new house.
Great, then let's start there. Then review item, file number SPR 2024-003, request for a site plan review to construct additions totaling 1,655 square feet to an existing one-story, single-family residence located at 4271 Tohi Drive within the residential single-family zoning district. Submitted by Mohammed Davar Farah. Did I say that right? Thank you.
Do you want to come up and you can sit right here?
And our planner is Ms. Jacqueline.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna turn this around to face the ARP members. I'm gonna keep my presentation short. I'm getting over a cold, so I'm not gonna talk too much, but I'll just give them a brief overview of what you're proposing, and then you can answer any questions with specifics. So, as you mentioned, this is a request for an addition totaling 1,655 square feet in total. Which way?
Yeah,
Which
there you
way
go.
is?
We're in.
Right here? Okay, perfect, thank you, okay. So, let's go to the site plan first,
number 5 at the bottom right.
thank you. Okay, this is the existing and proposed site plan. On the proposed site plan, you can see the bulk of the addition is at the rear, it's that hatched area. My pen so I can point, yes, right there, you can see it a little bit better, and then under the existing roof overhang at the front of the residence as well, but the bulk of it is at the rear. It's a 2-story addition. The house is 1 story currently. If we want to see the floor plans, this is the existing floor plan. It's a 1-story residence. And this is the proposed floor plan. So again, the hatched areas, it's this area under the existing roof overhang and that area at the back. And since this is a two-story addition, thank you, proposed second floor plan. And from there, thank you, the existing elevations. I think it would be helpful if we look at the colors and materials.
Yeah, the end.
Thank you, yes. So basically, the addition will match the existing colors and materials of the residence. So we have these sheets included that show what the existing colors and materials are, and then there's some more detail on that, thank you, on this sheet where we have the specific stucco and shingles and roofing material called out, and you can see on the elevations how they're going to be using those existing colors and materials. So if you want to go back to the proposed elevations, and then I'm sure I'll have some questions, comments. Thank you. Okay, so here we have the proposed elevations. These are the side elevations, and then this is the, as viewed from the front, you can see this is the two-story addition at the back of the house, and then as viewed from the back, this is the two-story addition you can see from the back. We have the architect here as well, or the designer architect here to answer questions.
Sure.
Everything you want to add?
Oh, no, actually, just everything that Jackman just know. It's really clear.
Do you have a roof plan?
I do.
I skipped over that one, sorry.
Oh, this is existing, just this portion is the addition.
I don't know, I think like the roof doesn't tie to the main building very well.
Can you tell us a little bit about the program on the second floor? It's, or just maybe in general, give us a little bit of a hint on what this addition is doing to this house.
Oh, actually, just the owner want to have some entertainment, to have some table on the second floor as a loft,
Okay,
and then just for the entertainment. That's
so some additional living space, not bedrooms, not,
no,
okay.
nothing.
And is the existing tile on the roof? Are you gonna be able to find that same tile, or are you gonna
Yeah,
try
just,
to?
no, that one I think is really easy to find. It just that one's a clay tie. and
How old
then-
is it?
Oh, something around 30 years. But
You
the
tell
color
me if you can
be,
find
the color
it.
should be matched, and then
You,
also.
you might think of new roofing, because I've got some roofing issues with, and again, they're architectural, they're technical, but they're gonna help you in the build, that I think you need to pay some attention to.
Sure.
So, do you want me just to,
Yeah,
does
go ahead.
anyone else want
Go
to
ahead,
comment? Okay, so, flip to your, so I don't spill this, I'm gonna put it to the side. Flip to your roof plan and cross-section, if you will. Yeah, let's hold this from on that page, and then what is your cross-section?
Okay, that one here is the cross section.
Thirteen?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is a long volume which interrupts this roof plane the entire way down. So the buildup of water right here is gonna be a substantial issue unless you do something with the roof itself. So, right, all this water that's flowing down here has to get to this corner and to that corner.
Correct.
It's got a California into it.
So, and you have, this roof shape has these little kind of, they're not really Dutch gables, but they're sort of mock, right, gable ends.
Correct.
You have this hip here. So, they, you know, I think to Shada, maybe Shada, you were like feeling that there's something a little bit off here, right?
Yeah.
So, can I draw on this?
For sure, yeah.
So you have to basically address the flow of the water off to the corners of the, all right? And that's gonna begin to tell you something as the designer, like, how should this really work? Because if you look at your cross-section, you know, this would be a thing that starts at 0 and goes to however much, like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing that I have. If we go to the floor plan, or actually, where's that, this elevation, what page is that on?
Front sheet.
Oh. So, you know, like, is drainage really part of our purview? I would say it is, because it has to do with the building itself and how it articulates in the massing. Go to that existing floor plan. Yeah, okay, so when you took off all this wall, right, you took off all of the lateral force resisting system in that line.
Correct.
And when you go to put it back, where's your proposed? You don't really have very much. You've got 2'11", too short for the aspect ratio. You've got a long wall here. That means you gotta drag all those seismic forces that are coming down that roof all the way across that ceiling line into that wall. That's gonna be very difficult to do.
Okay.
So you're gonna probably end up with some other amounts of wall when your engineer gets involved in this. And I only say that too, because it's inside, we're not supposed to really tell you about the inside, but, you know, the whole thing's gotta work for you, right? So when you go to building and safety. Now, that's just this part. When we go to this part, there's also, maybe there's sufficient shear wall at the base, although, you know, maybe not, but up here, you only have these two end walls, and you have a kind of a heavy roof. So you're still gonna have, and what's the distance here? How many feet is that?
Oh, something like 4 feet.
4 feet, and what's the plate height?
9 feet.
Yeah, okay, so that's gonna be a shear wall that's working really, really hard. So my biggest issues with this project are the technical details of how you shed the water off your roof, and then how you place walls in it so that you have an adequate seismic system. And that part of it's building and safety, so it's not really the planning ARP, but I think it's gonna relate to your architecture, which is our thing.
Yeah. By the way, just we do have the structural engineer on board, and then, which I think for now I don't have it, but actually the design can coordinate with that, with the structural engineer to have. But 100% I'm sure there is nothing here. The only thing that we do have is steel beam, and yeah.
The other thing is we have this two-story blank facade, right? We're not really supposed to let you do that
Okay.
On both sides.
on both sides. We have to break this up somehow, and that's up to you, but we can't let you to go full 20 feet blank stucco wall. So
Okay.
on both sides of the building, you know, you have to address that.
Okay.
Those are your only two-story walls that really appear, but, and they're sidewall yards, I mean, they're side yard walls. But still, we have to comply with our codes on that.
Okay. But if we don't need to have any opening, that's fine.
The lack of openings is okay, but the stacking of a planar wall is not.
Okay.
And, you know, you've got hints here of another roof, you know, maybe you could borrow some of this roof to come across, and, you know, maybe there's some tile that comes down, you could, you know, there's things that you can do that maybe could articulate the end there without having to remove that two-story wall.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But those two alone would have to be on the recommendation of disapproval. Because we cannot send something to planning commission which actually violates the planning code. Right, Jacqueline? You wouldn't want that?
Not necessarily. I think it is a guideline, but you're enforcing those guidelines.
Okay. What other panelists have?
Yes, actually, all these big opening windows without even operable, I don't know if these are operable, and these are actually facing west,
Yes.
so that's it. I don't know if you can actually pass Title 24. I don't know, but-
I think he has Title
He's
24.
got
Yeah,
it
it is
in
going to be a
there.
problem.
Yeah, and I also passed it.
Yeah, but-
Yes.
Okay, but, I mean, you want to be operable and also
We can.
maybe reduce.
Are they
the-
operable? Did you want them to, were they?
No, actually, just, the owner wants to be a fix, but we can just,
If
change
he has
it.
to operate, he's gotta come up with the sill height, so it may defeat the purpose of what they were trying to achieve, unless they do a mold window with like a fixed unit below it.
Well, you have these interesting sliding doors here. What if there's a world in which you had sliding doors here, but then you had a mock railing on the outside for the fall? So that you could pull all the doors open, but then you had, I'll draw on mine, then you had a kind of a,
Juliet balcony.
yeah, Juliet balcony area, just even the railing coming across. And then you're doing something with the symmetric lines for these doors, so maybe something else over there. So you could fly all these open,
Mhm.
get a little more shear wall, thank you. But then not fall out the window. And also, when you're playing, is that a pool table?
Yes.
Yeah, that last 9-ball, he's pulling back, he's got the rack, he's got the bridge, he's out the window, and then there's an emergency visit, and you're called up to the judge's bench. So, if you're gonna make them operable, they gotta comply with, are you a licensed architect?
No, I don't.
Okay. Then that's just right in the building code too, 42 inches above finished floor.
Yeah.
So, good call on that. But we also believe, I think your first comment is that it's gonna get smoking hot in there. In the afternoons, you're gonna burn toast on that pool table.
Okay.
So temper that environment somehow. Maybe there's a deeper overhang, maybe there's some architecture that does something which allows, the low western sun, you need fins for, right?
Okay.
So that seems, I don't think it has to be totally symmetric. In fact, I don't even know what you're doing on this side, why you even have an eave. But,
Yeah, I mean, some windows could go on this side, the blank one. I mean, you could,
You mean here?
yeah, that's a big room.
It is.
It says stairs there, and
It is a area, and also this portion, we do have the bathroom.
The bathroom is on that side, yeah.
Yes.
Could still have like a
I'm not, I have nothing else to
skylight
add, you guys
or
hit
something.
them all points.
It could still get light, like a
Okay.
higher skylight.
Actually, does the other wall, since that's a bathroom, does that other side have a window opening or no?
No.
We don't, it's right there on the higher window in the face of it, okay.
Yeah, but like higher windows on this side could also
Actually,
add
it's
some
because-
interest.
Because they want to have more privacy between the neighbors.
Neighbors?
Yes.
Okay.
This is why they don't want to have any
Okay.
opening.
you can have higher windows.
Yeah, higher windows.
Or just some kind of break of plane with
Yeah.
different material or something.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to do something about that.
I mean, the neighbor is 2-story, or
They are 2 stories as well.
Yeah.
if you have like 5 sill height, I think.
Hey, look, we can't let you do that,
Yeah.
right? Something has to carry across, some little eyebrow. And then I would say that, because the original architecture has this kind of like broken hip, well, it's not broken, I can't even, Dutch gable or something. Maybe these are Dutch gables. Maybe you could do a Dutch gable there too, so that the character of this roof is similar to the character of the rest of the roofs.
Okay.
And that would help with your sort of pulling it back a little bit,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
You know what I'm doing there?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's very similar to kind of like that, it's the same. Obviously a massive cricket, and then when you do this cricket, are you gonna tile the cricket? That's always weird, see all this water coming down. So,
Okay.
yeah, I mean,
It's too low.
yeah, torch down, yeah.
unless you carry it all the way to the peak of the gable on the other side and run it. It's gonna be fun.
It's a long
Yeah.
distance. What,
Yeah.
It's a
how
long
long,
distance.
wide is your building?
Oh, you mean here?
Yeah, what is that?
Roughly around,
We gotta, first one's gonna take a half an hour. How long?
50 feet?
yes.
So, 25 feet.
Yeah, here we do have a 40.
That's too much.
It's a big run.
I would say architecturally that you either make this look like that,
Okay.
or you make it look completely different. It's a lot more contemporary, and maybe go to, so there, maybe in this section, maybe this is a single pitch roof. Maybe it's a lot more contemporary. Maybe you can overhang that more. Why do you need a roof? You don't need an eave on that
No,
side.
you don't need it.
Saved on your roofing, and then this bit, this box, maybe there's a different articulation. This is a kind of a more contemporary, modern box that's added on to this. I'm just totally spitballing here, it's up to you.
Okay,
But-
if you can just, have the modern style here, and then nothing exactly the same as existing. it's
Yeah,
much
because
preferable.
this is becoming a very contemporary elevation, but it's married to this odd massing.
I think his concern, the owner's concern, is that they wouldn't allow it because it doesn't match.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If it doesn't match, but it looks good,
And you blend it well, then we could see it doing it.
I mean, if it's totally different, like old, new,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
That wouldn't jam me up, but what does jam me up is trying to almost make it look like this, but doesn't quite, so that's why I was suggesting that, just kind of adds into this character, but I don't even know if I like that much, and it's not for me, it's for you. You're the designer,
Okay,
I don't know what
yeah.
how the owners
Thanks for
feel.
the idea, thank you.
But you've got a lot of technical stuff. I don't believe, okay, so,
Sorry, I'm thinking about maybe because you have the stairs there, maybe you create some other volume for the stair, to, blend it into this.
interesting. Something like a box for the stair or something?
Yes, something lower.
And then the setback for here, for the new one, should be 10 feet?
Has to be 10
It
feet.
has to be 10 feet, yeah.
Is that 10, is this not 10 feet?
That one existing is not, but here, actually I try to have the 10 feet as the plan is. Here it's not 10 feet, it's 5 something.
Oh,
But
right,
here
yeah.
just a
Yeah, no,
sit
that's-
back
Kicks
to be have a 10 feet for both sides.
You have to do that, yeah.
Setback does add some kind of volume difference, so it does give that, but it still cannot be placed.
Yeah.
You don't have to go full height for the stairs, right? So you can actually have a lower volume for this.
Okay.
Yeah, but then if they're putting one roof, that,
You have to.
That is,
No, separate, like the wall.
like a separate box, so it's a separate roof.
One other existing?
so you're taking all these walls out?
Interior.
Yes, they want to have,
Big
really
open floor plan?
wide opening to have a vaulted ceiling.
You have a lot of steel coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a long,
Whoa.
long beam. Okay.
Yep.
Well, your engineer's gonna earn his money, or her money,
It's
whatever.
got pads, posts, and beams coming.
Do we want to put a motion on the table? Is this a project that goes to planning commission, or do we need to see it again?
I think we need to see it
You
again.
need to see it again, yeah.
Okay, that's unanimous. You know what, it helps you, because now you get more time to kind of make it better.
Okay.
I know the owners are gonna be disappointed, right? Everyone wants to go
100%.
through one time. People do sometimes go through one
Mhm.
time, but
Mhm.
I think for you, obviously, it would help.
Okay.
So are you okay with that?
Yeah,
All right, all right. Next time you come in, bring your engineering drawings.
for sure.
It's
I'll do
always
that.
helpful, the more
Okay,
information we
perfect.
see, because, we're all like in this industry, and if we see something, it's only to the benefit of you, like, oh, hey,
Yeah, for sure. I thought maybe
don't
you
step
don't-
on this rake right here.
I thought maybe you don't want to have the time to to get the structural engineer, but yeah,
Okay.
we do that next.
Yeah, landscape plan, we also, this is a remodel, so is that even a?
not
We don't
required.
require
not
it for.
required. Okay, good. Well, we'll see you again.
Okay.
Thank you for your
Okay, so
time.
the
Thank you.
recommendation is to return to a future meeting, and your comments include to address drainage at the rear of the house. Consider, I think what you drew is a California roof at the back, right? Something like that to address
If we do
drainage.
have a flat roof, we don't need the California. Yeah?
Okay.
Just work on the roofing.
And then address the blank sidewalls, something such as continue the tile, shingle, windows, et cetera, on the sides, potentially step back second floors in order to address those blank sidewalls. Consider building code compliance for the windows and ensure that the sill heights comply if those are going to be operable windows, and consider Dutch gabled roof at the areas of addition. Does that about cover everything you guys said?
Yep.
To work on?
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a motion?
Let's see, I motion to request that this is returned to the ARP.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
So, motion carries. Thank you.
All right,
All
thank you.
Good luck with
I'll send
everything.
this to you in writing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Yeah. Gates.
The gates, all right. File number APR, everyone ready? Do we have everybody here? Okay, APR 2024-001 and MSCP 2024-001, request for an administrative plan review and minor scenic corridor permit for the installation of vehicular gates at the two project access driveways and an ADA compliant pedestrian gate for a walkway serving the existing Paxton Townhome complex located at 4240 Los Virgenes Roads. Property is within the commercial limited zoning district and scenic corridor overlay. So, submitted by Eric Hopefully?
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yep.
All right. And planner's Joel, but it's Joel's golf day, isn't it?
Yes, so
Okay.
I will be
Sunday.
presenting
Okay.
on his behalf.
All right.
Do you have the site plan? If you could just push it, so it kind of gets under the, there we go.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay, so the project, as you just described, it includes fencing and vehicular gates. You can see these blue lines represent the proposed fencing. And then there's purple,
Along the parking lot here.
yeah, and then purple right here and over here for a vehicular gate on either side. There is already some existing fencing, I think, along this building over here, and the proposed fencing is going to be wrought iron and to match the existing materials. Pretty much sums it up for the site plan. There's kind of more detail in here. They're also proposing a small curb, vehicle turnaround. You may be able to describe it a little bit better.
The call box and scanner would
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah.
The gates would physically be up here.
So they're recessed in quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is there a problem with Q coming off of Las Virgenes? Are people, because that's gonna take a minute or two to get in, right? Like how many
yeah.
cars can you fit in the,
I think isn't the fire department's minimum 40 feet?
Yeah.
I want to say it's 40.
I think we're 50 feet from right away to the call box, which is per code, or actually over code. Have the two drive lanes for the
Resident.
actual tenants of the project, and then the visitors lane here.
sure, yeah, okay.
And there
So
is a
that's
rendering.
this is the north entrance off of Oak Glen and Las Virgenes. And this is secondary entrance, Las Virgenes Water District's right here. So this is kind of more of an exit for emergency vehicles, fire department, all that.
So it's exit only on that one?
What's that?
Is it exit only on that?
Yeah, but they can enter there too.
Of course.
Yep.
And then you also have a rendering of the gates, right?
And he's got a big poster.
Yeah.
ADA path, I think there's an ADA path too, right?
Yes, the ADA path is shown in
So
yellow.
the ADA is, we have an existing ADA pathway up, and then we come to a landing where we have two gates that they could go either way.
So are you modifying that, or like it just,
Yeah, there's no fencing in that area
Okay.
as of right now.
And then we have the rendering of the gates and also this is colored materials.
So then all the colors, the gate colors match the existing wrought iron, the block wall colors match everything that's out there.
Does it look like that?
What's that?
I wish.
Does it look like that? With that,
Yeah, we have bougainvilleas all the way up
It does look nice
the
though.
retaining walls.
is this based on a photo or just someone's imagination?
This is a rendering.
But I
Here's
drive
the
by
actual.
there every day and it does look nice. Paxton is nice.
So we're just
Goes
trying,
up here, huh?
Yeah.
So there's actually structures on
Behind.
both
Sides,
sides.
yeah, sides are
Yeah,
correct,
okay.
yeah.
it's kind of cut off on this, but the
Which is nice because
retaining
it'll
wall
kind of
system
hide
is
it from
over
the
here.
street view, which is
Yeah,
kind
it's,
of cool.
it's way back.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's graceful and nice,
Yeah.
beautiful.
yeah.
Yep.
Can we ask what's prompting this? Why the enhanced security?
The tenants are requesting
Yeah.
a little more additional security. We have probably 40% of our tenants are elderly people, and they just feel safer behind a
Gates.
fence, and we're
Does your
trying to,
perimeter fence, how tall is the perimeter fence?
they'll be 6 feet maximum.
6 feet?
Yeah.
And are you modifying any of that, or is it,
No.
that's just existing?
No.
Most of that sets up above the street anyway, so you have
Yeah.
quite a hike to get up there.
Yeah, well, what other details are these pilasters new?
Yeah, these pilasters were requested by the city of Calabasas to meet their standard.
Okay, is there any lighting on this that we need to see? Like, night lighting or any, I mean, the
There's
headlights?
site lighting already out.
There's already site
Yeah.
lighting, okay.
This project was finished in 2021, so it's fairly new.
No, it's a nice job, okay. So, this rendering is confusing because we don't really see the little island, right? And with, and
Yeah,
the gates are.
Well, they requested a
farther back.
rendering of the gates and kind of the surroundings, so.
Okay, yeah. What are people's comments? Anything?
I think it's designed
Ye-
well, I like
yeah.
that it ties together. I appreciate the idea of security for them. I don't have any negative comments, that's only positive.
Yeah, me too. Like I drive by there and that's a nice community. It's nice to
It's
look
kept
at.
well, yeah.
Yeah, it's maintained well, so I think
Yeah,
this
we
would be a
do-
good
We
addition.
do our best to,
Yeah,
we want to, maintain everything to the best of our ability.
yeah, so I have no objection to this, definitely.
No
Your
objection.
island's here, basically, into the pavers, and then your gate will be set back there, if you want to see from a visual standpoint. Based on that, your island would be here, and then your gate's back here somewhere.
Does the island have any landscaping? Like, do we look at that or?
No, I think it's just concrete curb, isn't it? Or-
Okay.
Yeah, it's just concrete curb.
How do the pedestrians get across? So there's that curb cut on both sides?
Yeah, that's all existing.
All
and
existing.
We're, like I said earlier, we're
Yeah.
50 feet from the right-of-way line. You can see,
So right here.
this is the right-of-way line, so we're not disturbing
Yeah,
any of that.
It's nice of a picture that is. I would recommend that you take this.
So there is a picture here that shows how the entrance is.
Yeah, right.
If you're trying to visualize that portion.
That's the rear end.
If you tipped
Sorry,
in that
There's one more for the front,
into
yes.
here,
Mhm.
that would, because the commissioners are gonna look at this and they're gonna go, where is that in our city? And and you're gonna say, it's not in your city.
Just take it and overlay it over here, if you can.
Yeah,
Just
could-
for visual purposes.
Pure, just, you're gonna have, in fact,
Okay.
does it even go to planning commission?
No.
No.
Director's here.
Director's hearing.
Yeah.
So it
Michael's
doesn't
not
need
gonna hang you up, so, okay, tell them that we think it's lovely and
Yeah.
do we have a
Wanna make a motion?
motion? Yes.
Motion to approve is submitted,
I second it.
second, and everybody's aye.
All in
Yeah.
favor? All right.
All right, I appreciate you guys' time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sure thing. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys wrote down the notes,
Yep.
which were,
No notes. Yeah. Yeah.
okay then.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I will let
Thank you.
Joel know, and then he'll be in contact with you for next steps.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's even closer.
I wonder. It looks like a nicely done
It's
one.
kind of beat up, isn't
Yeah,
it?
no, I saw him pulling it out of his car, so I think he brought it for you.
Okay, next up, file number SPR 2024001, request for a site plan review to construct additions totaling 1,113 square feet to an existing two-story, single-family residence located at 22644 Paul Revere Drive within the single-family residential zoning district. Submitted by Milad Kazemi.
Yes, sir.
Okay, hello.
Good, how are you?
And Jacqueline is the planner.
Yes,
Busy again, Jacqueline.
I know. Yeah. You guys are both from the designers and
Yeah, I'm
the
the owner.
homeowners there? Yes. Okay.
Okay, hello, yeah, hi.
You need them to say their names for the record?
I think we have,
Okay.
who do we have here?
Farhad
You're
Karamian.
Milad, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna briefly go over it. I'm sure you guys will be able to talk in more detail, but as you mentioned, this is a request for a site plan review for additions totaling 1,113 square feet to an existing two-story residence. The bulk of the addition is at the front of the residence, so if we look at the site plan, you can see in the gray here, this is the area of addition right here. The house is currently legal non-conforming in regards to the setback, so they are proposing to continue that a little bit with that red area there. So this is the area of addition, and this is Paul Revere Drive, so you can see mostly at the front of the house right here. If we want to go through the floor plans, we can do that. Thank you. These are pictures of the front of the house currently. And then we have, this is the first floor, this is the second floor existing, so it is a two-story house currently. Thank you. We'll come back to that. We proposed floor plan somewhere in here, okay. Here we have the proposed floor plan. You can see this is the existing outline of the house and everything. Let me get my pen to point. This area is all the area of addition. This is the new entryway, new dining room, new stairs up to the second floor. Thank you. And then we have the proposed second floor plan. So this area over the garage is staying one story. This portion of the house is currently two-story, and this is the area of addition right here. So it totals 1,113 square feet. So now if we go to the, I'll go right to the colored elevations maybe, just to show you what it'll look like. And we can go back and look at any other sheets if necessary. So it'll be a little bit different architectural style than the existing residence. You can see the existing residence on the pictures earlier in the plan set, but you can see it'll be a little bit more modern as viewed from the front. They have all, you can just, yes, thank you. All of the stucco colors and the wood siding. There's areas of vertical wood siding and horizontal wood siding, areas of flat roof at the front of the house and over the garage as well. And then I believe it's a smooth kind of off-white, yeah, dove gray stucco color. So a little bit different architectural style than the existing house. And then we have just the elevations, thank you, of the other sides of the residence as well. Okay, that's all in the way of colored elevations, and the front one was on the other sheet. If you want to go back and look at the existing elevations or existing pictures of the house, I kind of skipped through it. Can also have the designer speak if they want to
Yeah, no,
add
let's
anything.
have you all talk about project a little bit. So she's the designer, just to let you know, I'm the engineer.
Got it.
Okay.
So we're doing some addition to the first floor to create this new dining room, remodeling, new kitchen, den. The living room stays the same on the first floor. The addition on the second floor create more bedroom, bigger bathrooms, balcony. The parking.
We changed the location of the stairs.
Yeah, we changed the location of the stairs completely. So we have another additional bedroom. The roof of the garage will stay the same. I just extended the parapet to create like a flat, modern.
You mean wrapping around the?
Yeah, so we're gonna cut the overhang and just extend the parapet.
Right, and Paul Revere is a sloping street, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you're coming down the street, how much of that low roof, how much of all the roof do you see?
Is this gonna be
That's
into the
question
cul-de-sac?
here, though. This
I
roof.
think it's 3D that
Yeah. Right, you probably don't have a drawing for that. I'm talking about like,
Yeah, no, I understand, so
You can see
maybe in this view, we can see that, so the roof is not gonna be visible here. And the pitch is like 2 to 12, it's not like a high pitch, so it's not gonna be,
are you leaving the tiles on there?
Everything, yeah.
Is it tile?
yeah, no, it's, sorry, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's tight.
Is it tall?
It's tight.
It's tall.
So you don't see the roof. When you come down the street, because the slope is so small, you don't see the roof at all.
Flatter part of the roof. That doesn't bother me, so, yeah.
Very similar to concrete side. This one.
You see the garage, but at the same time, I think we are building some kind of a, what's that
Yeah,
called?
that,
The parapet on the top of it.
Right, and there's a,
You're cutting those
yes.
weird
slits.
wing walls off.
Edges and we're making it straight, yes.
Well,
I do have a question for Jacqueline, actually. This is regarding the non-conforming setback. If, I mean, why does the new addition, like, why are we making an exception there? If the new, if it is something new that's being built,
We have a section in the code that allows them to continue a non-conforming setback as long as it's no more than 50% of the length of the existing nonconformity.
so how much is that? Like, how much, and what is the length of that
I'm looking at
setback?
it upside down, but they have the
25
lengths
feet.
on there.
25, 24 feet?
4, and then I added like a 12, 2, so less
So-
than 50 feet.
Yeah.
And that's why you ended at that point, so that was the max you could do?
That's the max that we could go, yeah. And the rest setback is up to code 5.
Yeah, that's up to
It's
code.
11 feet,
Yeah, it's 11 feet.
how long have you lived there, sir?
20 years, 22 years.
20 years, okay. And were you the one that wanted to go more contemporary, or was it?
My wife.
Okay, so there's a, because it's very, I mean, it's well done. Look, it's pretty from the front. My biggest issue is that I want it to be more like the front in the back. More of that stuff that you're articulating, you know, you've got the overhangs with the slots in it. You've got, you know, you've got some nice language happening there. But then when we get to the back, where really you spend most of your life,
Right,
you drive up for 5 minutes.
right. The
you know,
backyard, yeah.
Your neighbors like your front house, but you're in the back. So how do we make that better? How do we make the sides and the back of the original house more like the front?
I think we tried the windows. That's how we decided to change the windows to vertical windows. That makes a huge difference. And
So this is sliding door, so we added this sliding door, you know, in the back, and then we extended the existing balcony over the master bedroom with the glass railing. We're trying to save money on the roof, so we didn't touch
yeah, the
the
budget is
main
also
roof
an
on the
issue.
back.
Right. You're proposing new
I thought
stucco
you
the
said
entire house?
that your wife directed it, so the budget's not an issue. That's,
No, I didn't
The
propose.
budget's an issue for you, yes?
Yes.
Not her.
Yeah, I'm the guy with have to come up with the money.
I understand. I just want this, you know, in the next 20 years to be
Of course.
as great as it was for the first 20. And I'm struggling with that, because I feel like even if you do redo the windows, the massing of this back half is just not like the massing of the front half. You know, in the front half, you have parapets, and it's very horizontal. But in the back, you have punched windows, but then that perception of the sloped roof and the eaves, no parapet, no horizontality. So I wonder whether or not, do other panelists think like I do, or is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it looks very plain.
I don't know what you do there. I don't know if you just decide to go all in and
Add an eyebrow,
cut
break it
all
up.
of the eaves off and make this whole thing a box.
You
Box on
can leave the
boxes.
pitch, if they have the height, you can just build a parapet, leave the pitch inside.
Leave the pitch inside, yeah,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Leave
That's
the
a
pitch
smaller
inside,
cost, I'm
cut
saying,
the
yeah.
eve
Cut the
off.
eaves
Like what we
You
do
don't
for the
have any,
garage.
Correct.
Yeah,
you don't have any really shade, you know, and sometimes it's nice to have like a, I don't know, they call it kind of a Norman wall, but like it comes across here and then the roof comes down. Right, I'm drawing a kind of an axe over the top, so here's the parapet, right, the roof is coming up. But then at the back, you know, you wouldn't have to necessarily parapet it at the full side of the back, because maybe you want to keep some solar control over these doors and windows, but, you know, maybe there's a wall that comes up that's a little higher, and maybe it's a little wider. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here again. But that, to me, or portions of that, begin to speak about, you know, what is it that, how does the language in the back relate to the language in the front? With not spending too many dollars.
We don't see the roof in the back either, so is that kind of
Well, you'll see it from the side. You'll see this language from the side,
from the
right?
side only?
You've got like, you know, 2024, you've got like 1968. How do we make 2024 cross that line?
So what about using like this kind of material in the back too, like adding some horizontal or vertical?
Yeah, I think
boards, so
absolutely.
instead of,
Yeah.
like,
The
touching-
palette of your materials, I think, is the one,
So I can place it here, or, I don't know.
I think it would be not the right move to take a material and put it onto the old form, because the old form would read through visually.
Right.
But it would be appropriate to create a new form and paint it with that new material. But, you know, maybe,
Or somewhere we fair up the wall, you know, have those bricks, here or there.
do we have our pesky
Half piece-
two-story wall?
let's say half piece floor
problem.
coming out.
Yeah. Not that I saw, but we could look again.
yeah, the material palette is pretty interesting. You could really do something with that.
Yeah, I would play around with that back
Yeah, like
elevation and those two side
combinations.
elevations.
No, because they've got brick, plain, and different materiality.
Especially the front is so
Pop out,
awesome,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
you really need to match it.
Yes,
How about the chimney, you know?
Chimney, I would stucco the chimney. Let's get rid of that brick. I mean, right, that brick is,
Or cover it with a different manufactured stone,
this
whatever you want.
planter also, like in the front.
Smooth.
yeah, there's splitters in front too, yeah.
Okay.
I don't,
Stuck is the most inexpensive way to do it,
Right.
or regular stucco.
Yeah.
It depends on budget, yeah.
That's not existing, right? The fence,
Which one?
the brick over there,
No,
is
it
it
is
it is
Yeah,
existing?
it's kind of like a retaining wall.
lowest
point
point
Okay.
within five. There's always so many City of LA things that we see,
Well,
right?
everybody's used to it.
Everyone's
Yeah.
used to it,
You
yeah.
have the green forms from LA and
I know, I saw it. Oh, yeah.
Which one was for the city of LA?
lowest
Yes.
point within 5 feet of.
You probably do a lot of
structure.
work in the City of LA, right?
Everywhere, yeah.
No, that's fine, it's good, I'm glad that you're showing that, but we're commenting on that. We see a lot of jobs in the city of Calabasas, their rules are so different than the city of LA's rules.
Very different.
Okay.
So that, you know, when we see those, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys don't have them take that off, doesn't matter,
Doesn't affect anything.
Because yeah, it doesn't,
doesn't matter.
unless it doesn't
Unless
meet
it
our code in
confuses the
some way.
new people. Am I confusing the new people?
Well, unless it doesn't meet our code in some way. I don't ask them to take something off.
I don't know, I think you're in control of this really well. I don't have any issues thinking that it goes to planning commission. I just would suggest that you consider, you know, some more articulation of the sides and the back of the existing to make it.
Here's where you may run into an issue, what we're seeing, just so you can correct me if I'm wrong. We're seeing the old roof at the front with the new roof. So if this is not how it's gonna play, then it needs to be shown better. But looking at your heights, this is shown when you pull up to the house, you will see this roof against the new house, which then looks like it's just been bolted onto it, which is what we're trying to avoid.
There you go. That's exactly the way, yeah.
So,
Makes sense.
and we'll say, if we say okay and you go to planning, they're gonna look at the pictures and go, nope, if they don't like it. So
Right.
they won't give you as much feedback. We're trying to get you to smooth through it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, is there a motion to move them on to planning commission with?
With the suggestion.
With suggestions.
With, yeah,
Yeah,
with suggestions.
Motion to move them forward with
I
suggestions.
second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 And the suggestion is
Thank
worded
you very
how
much.
you just worded it.
Sure.
Right, okay.
But otherwise, really nice done. I like the modern aspect of it. Pretty neat. Nice addition to the neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes, they-
Yeah,
they
the
did a
wood
good
siding is
job.
gonna look good.
I feel like I've seen a lot of these on that, in that
Yeah,
area,
but
right?
they're doing
Yes.
nice with the material differences.
the
and
materials are really good.
Pop-outs and the projections. It's
That
nice.
strong wall element, we've seen
Uh-huh.
that before,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We saw it wrapped in stone before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have been your intern that went somewhere else. Is your shop right on, I'm trying to think of where Dorothy is, or is,
Right.
Yes. Dorothy and,
Off of Chesborough.
just,
Chesborough,
yeah.
after Chesborough, yeah.
yeah,
And Old Agora. As you wrap around, you go up and left.
okay.
Yeah.
But not, so those, over there by Chevron or somewhere else?
No, the other side.
Kind of on top of the Chevron, actually. The Dorothy on the other side, not the town side.
I see.
Where those new, like, Tuscan buildings are, right?
Okay, all right, all right. So good. You're civil structural or civil?
Civil, civil,
So you land as well?
yeah.
Okay, all right. Good, it's not often the engineer comes, so we're excited about that. Yeah, that's good, all right. How do y'all know each other,
Technical
by the
question.
way?
So she's accidentally my wife.
Oh, that is it, that is.
And I found them in the Google.
Wow.
Very nice.
That's good,
Thank
okay.
you.
Do you actually have separate offices, or do you work in the same office?
Same
Unfortunately,
office,
it's the
separate
same
rooms.
office.
Okay, that's good. No, there's so many great couples in architecture, you know, you think of all the, well, there's a lot of good ones, so.
I have to add something. They have a couple of cute dogs over in that office.
Good, all right, well, you're free to go.
Thank you
Enjoy
so
your
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you. I'll type this up and send it to you today. Thank you.
I should leave this there.
You can take it if you want. They did they write on it? You can take it. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Jacqueline, this one might be very short,
Okay.
because this is a new house in the Highlands.
Is this
And
on your
it's-
street?
What?
Is this on your street? I
No,
just realized that.
no.
Oh, okay. So this is what
But
you were saying.
what we've normally done when a new house is in the Highlands was that we want to make sure that the rough grading plan, the conceptual grading plan, is at least seen by and included in the packet that we're looking at. I don't see that.
I don't think we typically require the civil plan for the ARP. You guys, I mean, you can certainly ask for that, but I don't think we include it by standard as part of the ARP
So
packet.
on previous couple homes in that area, we've rejected a few of them because there was too much grading, over grading, and like that's the reason we want to look at, like, I think we all agreed back in the day that we should look at the civil plan just to see what's happening there.
I mean,
proposed,
definitely,
yeah, grading.
if that's a recommendation that you have, definitely, but I think we can still look at it without, it's not a standard requirement
It's
for all
not going to go
projects that
through
we,
today without it.
you don't want to review it at all today with
We
any
can
other?
review it
Review it on design,
architecturally,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it
yeah.
won't,
I have a grading plan here.
no, it has to go through her. It has to,
Not
yeah.
through me, through,
Through the city.
Joel is the.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, excuse me, let me officially get
Yeah,
this
but
official,
you don't have
okay?
approval of a grading plan from Public Works yet, right? Okay.
All
You
right,
guys,
Which
come
is
on.
please.
fine. I mean, you may have additional comments for them, so you don't want them to leave today, come back
back
with a
and then
grading
go
plan, and then you have
They're
all these
already
other
here.
comments that you
Let's
could have
look at it
proposed
ourselves.
today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so request for a site plan review for construction of a new 2,001 square foot, single-family residence, two-car garage, attached 800 square foot ADU, and accessory features including landscape and hardscape located at 23656 Astor Trail within the rural community Calabasas Highlands zoning district, submitted by HRD Architecture.
Yep, this is my firm.
Okay, and Joel Hayes, again, golfing today, is absent, so Jacqueline, you're gonna take us through?
Yes, yes, briefly, I'm sure you know much more than I do because Joel is the planner, so I'm just taking over for today. So as you mentioned, this is a new 2,001 square foot single-family residence, garage, and attached ADU. So I think we have information that you're really going to care about. The front, there's no oak trees on the property, right?
No,
So-
no.
Okay, so no oak trees, no oak tree permit, it's just a request for a site plan review. And so here you have photos of the site, and then here you can see the rendering. So these renderings are as viewed from the street. I think you have the renderings at the front of the, right, so just to point out on this rendering, this is not
I was gonna
next to,
ask, where's
yeah.
that, yeah.
Miami?
So don't look at that.
Okay.
And I think this light
I'd
post
love
too
to
is
do,
not
could we
something
do
that you're,
that up there?
Yeah.
not in this neighborhood specifically, no.
If you let us, we do it.
So
That's what it needs, is a tower.
that, yeah, that aside, this is as viewed from the street. So as you can see, it's a two-story residence. It's a more modern or contemporary architectural style with, we have wood paneling, and we have smooth white stucco, gray accents. You can see the window material and the railing material, and this, I believe, is that your driveway?
paving, yeah.
Yes, the pavers. So these will be for the paved areas of the lot. Do you have additional? Thank you. These are the sides of the residence. This is viewed from the west, and this is as viewed from the east, so you can see those same materials, and the, shown here, same materials again. Let's go to the next one, and then this one is the rear of the residence, right? Okay, yes. So this is, I believe, the gray stucco. I can't tell if that's a shadow right there. if that's the gray
This is
stucco.
because they have a shade, so
Okay.
both of them are painted in the.
Okay, so
the
these are,
same one.
these are the same color, right? It's just
Yeah.
one is in shade, one is not. Okay. There you go. We can go through the plans if you want to. Okay, this is Astor Trail. You can see the topography lines. It's not too sloped of a lot, right?
15 feet.
Relatively, compared to the other properties around there.
It's relatively flat.
Yeah, compared to the other lots around there.
118 to 103.
We've seen this. Is it the same owner or a new owner? We saw.
Well,
I was
we
gonna
bought-
ask,
we bought
did
it-
you end up seeing, there was a project that was submitted a couple years ago, a different owner. I couldn't remember if it
Different
got,
owner.
I couldn't remember if it got
We
to the
bought it
point of
in-
I
ARP or
had
not.
to recuse myself, but
Yeah,
would you
this
all,
is,
you saw it, right?
yeah,
Oh, I
remember
do
seeing
Wait,
this.
if you had to
Yeah.
recuse yourself for that one, are you within, how close are you to, you don't live on Astor Trail, do you?
It was a different reason for recusal.
Got it, I
Yeah.
remember that. Okay.
Well, we bought the property 2 years ago, October of 22.
So that's
So-
a whole new thing.
The one that you saw before was a
Yeah,
different
it's a whole-
architect.
Yeah, because
They-
we have
they-
seen this before.
They decided not
Yes,
to move
yes.
forward with the project, but I couldn't remember if they got to the, you guys' point yet. They didn't go to planning commission.
They
right?
did, they
They
did come
did
to
get
us.
to us, yeah.
Okay,
But it's
So-
totally
Yeah.
different.
No, it is. I remember it.
yeah. I didn't remember if the previous one got a recommendation of approval by you or anything. I think it was Glenn's project at the time.
Yeah,
It was 2021, maybe we saw it.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
22 it must have been.
So this is a different project,
Okay.
but same property, yeah.
Same property, yeah.
21 or 22.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the site plan. You can see the ADU, single-family home broken up there, and then the garage at the front. Let's go to floor plans, the garage. This is the floor plan for the single-family residence, and then the ADU. They're separated. Thank you. And then we have the second floor plan. So that's the second floor of the ADU right there, and the second floor of the single-family house, and then this is balconies above the garage. Okay. I believe you have elevations. It may be easier to look at the renderings, so if
Yeah.
we want to go back to that, but these are, yeah, the renderings may be just a more helpful way to see what the elevations show.
Yeah, and the size, for example, the height, the
Yes.
size. So this is the elevation, but the more information is on the elevation regarding the height of the
Yes.
allowable house.
Okay. Okay, yes,
For
and I think
example,
you had
allowable,
the height lines and things like that on here, or on the cross sections, yeah, the allowable height. That's all I have to add. We can go back and look at the renderings if you want.
Okay. Clearly the downhill is this way, yeah.
But this is the level of the building, it's not level of the, the street.
Where is this area? I can't
This is on the side yard.
Which elevation are you
That's
looking
on
at?
the east elevation,
The
yeah?
east elevation, this side.
Do you not know what these are? What are those? What's that?
These are
What is that?
the fin, the white fin.
Oh, and I think there's something with, these door and window labels are swapped, right? There should be a door on the first floor and a window on the second floor. So this isn't a,
Let me take a look at it.
I think
Yeah.
that's something that Joel had mentioned, that this isn't a
But
door.
this is a window as well.
Yeah, so this isn't a door out onto nothing. It should be the door on the first floor, the window on the second floor, just to clarify.
6 foot 4. We're not gonna let you do that.
On the retaining wall?
6 feet is the maximum.
But the retaining wall is up to, if we measure up to here, is less than 6 feet. The 6'4" is up to the top of the wall.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. However, I think, Jacqueline, isn't it 6 foot exposed
You-
face?
Yeah, you're
Mhm.
correct. That's not to the footing, right? It's to the grade?
To the
Yeah, to the
grade.
grade.
Yeah, it's
6
six,
foot of exposed face.
it's 6 feet max.
So we can easily cut it to the.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
you don't get the freeboard for that, but, okay,
Here-
minor thing. But, see, these are the kinds of things, had it gone through grading, right, you'd pick up on, you'd think.
I don't think Public Works necessarily looks for that, but I'll remind Joel about the 6 feet in case he,
Okay, because he had a
Didn't
lot of tops of
catch that
walls.
already.
He really documented that well, okay. What are some people's comments for,
From Dr.
One
Stacy.
question I do have. So there is no master bedroom call out. So is there no master bedroom specifically? Are they, like, it's just bedroom 1, 2, 3, 4? It doesn't look like there's
I
a,
didn't call it the master bedroom because I believe that there is a one in the, where is it? I think there is a one. Because now, for example, bedroom number 4 can count as, yeah, the bedroom number 4 is a kind of.
could be,
master
okay,
bedroom.
oh. I
But
thought,
the-
like, was that by design? That's the
Yeah,
question.
But the reason that, because I used to number of the, put the number for bedroom, so
Oh,
for
okay.
example, at the end, we can count like a 4-bedroom or 3-bathroom. So that's why I don't put the
I mean,
master.
just curious. I was,
Yeah.
like, normally you see the master bedroom called out, like,
Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2,001 square feet? And how big is the lot?
Yeah,
5,200.
5,000.
5,023.
So what's the 45% on that? Is that
Well, that's
Joel?
only 40% actually.
they have the FAR calculation
How
there.
did you, how
So
did you
the
get?
ADU is exempt from the FAR.
Yeah, so it would just be the 2001,
Exactly.
They're allowed FAR based on the 2003.
just the residents, yeah.
just the
And that's only
residence.
40%.
83 by 60, 84 by 60. Okay, so that's everything though, right? That's your house and your garage?
For the 2001,
Yeah,
yes, including the house and the garage.
okay, so the house is not 2001, the house is
It's less than.
1,600 or something like
yeah.
that? Okay, I'm sure it's
Oh,
in
the
there.
houses?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
house
it's right here,
is-
breakdown's here.
Oh.
You got the garage, first floor,
And
second
the
floor.
two-car
Maybe
garage will
that's-
be shared by both units, or will?
No, the ADU doesn't have it.
Okay.
ADU doesn't have to.
The ADU, we can't require the ADU to have a garage
Right.
under state law.
Okay, that's where this blows up, Jacqueline. So where will that person park? There's those his and hers SLs, right? Never gonna happen on Astor Trail. It's 12 feet wide. So where do those folks park?
That driveway.
That is something that we cannot
Can't-
enforce
can't-
under
can't
state
enforce
law,
Enforce
yeah.
because of state law.
Yeah. Is there room on the driveway? Yeah.
Yeah,
You
there
could,
is
you
driveway.
could.
We can
technically.
enforce one driveway parking spot.
Okay, is that shown on here?
If they have a
I have
20-foot setback, then
The
you have a
driveway-
10 by 20 parking
Yeah,
space.
the flat area in front of the garage is 20 by 26.
Yeah,
So there is a space that one car can, park over there.
yeah. We do, because we have the 20-foot front setback,
Mhm.
that's basically your
Parking
ADU
spot.
parking space, yeah. We can't require anything beyond that.
Okay.
What is that line there? What is that?
This is a gate.
A gate?
Yep. 42 inches sliding gate.
Where did, it slides in front of the garage like that?
Yeah, it's gonna slide in front of the garage.
Okay, this is a two-car garage, right?
That's right, yes.
So cars are big these days, right? But not everything is a MG midget anymore. And that's not a bad term, because it's a car name.
Yes, correct.
Just don't want it
Okay.
for the record, okay? I'm really concerned about like the turning radius for this car, and actually worse, I just did this car
Is the wall.
and a gate. Okay? You're never gonna make it in the 20-something feet.
Is the concern about the gate specifically?
No, the concern is
Or
about
the-
the 90-degree turn that you have to make.
I don't know it off the top of my head, but we do have a code minimum distance right here. I don't remember what
We
it
went
is.
back and forth with that a few times, and we had to turn the garage eventually, and finally it met the requirements.
Could it turn though again? Like, wouldn't it be better just to go right up into it?
No,
We don't have a slope.
yeah.
The slope is so steep in that area, so the car cannot going all the way
It's
to
very
the,
slopey.
going into
What
the
if you
garage.
dropped the garage?
And then but it's gonna be the more grading, more excavation for that one.
What's over the garage right now?
No, balcony.
The one,
What if the garage was lower? It's a few more feet of wall, it's a few more
and I think,
yards of dirt.
and I think there is a code section that the car cannot back up to the street.
I think it can.
It-
No, because of,
20-something
because
It,
of
it
the
that.
slope,
can,
they
but I
said.
think we do have a maximum slope
Yeah.
requirement, so
Yeah.
that may be why
Yeah,
you're
but-
turning it. Again, I don't know the maximum slope off the top of my head,
Yeah,
but
it's
You've got that cross
But
section?
that was the concern. at the
Yeah, it-
beginning,
you-
that's why we had
Yeah.
to-
the lot, I think, is kind of steep up from the front,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
it's just in
Yeah,
that
look at
area.
that. It's so easy, like.
So in
make-
20 feet, you don't have enough room to get that slope.
Even as a slope here, if you put the garage there, now you could do a car lift. You could put two Porsche 911s in that zone and still have your killer deck.
You're talking about if you lowered the garage?
Yeah, lower the garage by 4
And then
feet.
make it a high,
Yeah, tall
Yeah,
garage.
Make it a tall garage. This is just more concrete, so what? You know, footing is here. Yes, you're digging more out, but then you're also not digging it on that side. Or maybe you're allowing, so just, you have that pesky drainage device right here, yeah?
yes.
Okay. So you have to be away from that, but maybe the driveway is like this. And then maybe this is, plants and stuff and whatever, landscape, or maybe this is where, the teenage daughter gets to park her little Mini Cooper.
Well, you're gonna want the ADU spot, so you're gonna have to keep that.
Yeah, so you maybe have a little one spotter right there or something.
That's not a bad idea.
I'm trying to think of
Right.
that why we reject this idea, because if you remember, we proposed
nice
this
yard
idea
right
Yeah,
to have in the garage front the street. I'm afraid that it was something
it was
regarding
Glenn
the
actually,
code.
and it started with, and he's the one who,
Glenn?
yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
ever.
I think I remember something.
It may have
like
been the
this.
driveway slope.
The
What?
asphalt
I don't know.
trail hips here, like
Yeah,
it
that's
comes down. and
Yes,
goes
there is a
down.
dip.
Okay, there's a dip, right? Okay, so where's the topo again? Let's look at that.
No, was it maybe that Tatiana had made a recommendation that you'd be able to pull out because of that?
No, Tatiana didn't. I'm pretty sure that was Glenn.
Hmm. Because I know what you're talking about, Shada, in that area of Astor Trail, it is really
Yeah, there is
hard.
a dip, yeah.
I mean, even when you're driving it, not on one of the properties, you just have to hope no one's coming the other
Right.
direction.
Exactly. And
So
that's-
maybe at some point, someone had suggested that if you're backing out,
Yeah,
that's gonna be
exactly.
really
That's
hard.
exactly
Not
that.
in here?
That
No,
pro-
it was
this
there.
property
So this
is
is
at the
a-
peak.
Yeah, so perhaps
is an
the,
asset.
that was for you to be able to,
You don't have any.
back up a
topos on that?
turnaround.
Right now we are here.
Yeah, 102, 68, 106, you're actually higher on that side. 103,
And that's when it start going down.
102, what is your elevation of your current garage?
109. 109.
109,
3 feet high.
And the building and
and
the,
you're 103 at the street? So even if you did half the distance,
structure,
Look,
like a
I'm not the
106.
architect, I
Yeah.
live up there and there's nowhere to park.
Oh,
And
no
pulling into
argument.
these crazies, like if you said, I don't care, I'm not, my car's never going in the garage anyway because it's a tiny house, wink, wink, nod, nod, then that's one move, okay? But if you really want this practical, you might think about flipping this 90 degrees and then
It's-
allowing for another parking for ADU.
ADU,
It's
yep.
possible, I don't know, since Joel is the planner on this and Glenn had the one before that someone at the city had recommended that, so that way they could pull out front forward onto Astor
I
Trail.
think that was the discussion.
Does that
I
sound
didn't
familiar?
agree with.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Maybe we can
A mirror?
ask Joel, maybe.
I-
I'm not sure.
Forward Trail's just as bad,
Yeah, but go back up into that garage.
it's just as bad,
I don't know.
people just have to slow down.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can really control that with your
Put a
your
bumper on the
project.
street.
Yeah.
I just,
But
this
I
is
gotta
not
think that-
practical, this is, if you did the city of LA turning radius, I don't think you'd make the radius in here.
Ours is, I want to say ours is either 26 or 28, I can't remember off the top of my
The
head.
26
Is the minimum?
Is a required.
Okay,
To
that
go
sounds
like that,
familiar.
Yeah,
do a
exactly.
two-point
Yeah.
turn,
Uh-huh,
If,
yep.
if your garage is 90 degrees to the street, we have a minimum backup distance, and 26 does sound familiar.
I-
But I gotta check out the record to see that what's the reason that we switch it back, and I gotta see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to
If
do
it's
it if someone
gonna-
else at the city had told you to do it that way in the first
Yeah,
place.
Yeah, exactly.
we have to fight the city a little bit.
I don't know if you can say that, really.
We wanna be a good guy.
No, you have, because there's the
Can I
code,
quote
and
you
then
on
there's
that?
like the whole, so I'll give you a case study, right? 2 streets up, this person was trying to move an entire mountain to put a house in. And the code said, yeah, you could do that. There's no limit to grading in the Highlands. Absolutely absurd, okay? Eventually, he had to walk away from it, because common sense practicality was not considered, it was something else. So I guess all I'm saying is, unless it's black and white in the city code that you cannot do this, think about it from a common, you've been on the street, you know what it's
I
like.
don't know if I want to give you a different direction than Tatiana has already provided, though, so I don't know if you want to say
How many other
common
houses pull in
sense is-
straight? Pull in straight, well, they all pull in
They
straight.
may have all been built before the city's code, though. So-
She just approved my thing, pull in straight, and it's got a little curve to it.
I don't work in public works, I don't know, I just
That's
want to say
why
I don't
we
want to
gotta
give
see
them
the public.
opposite
Take a
direction
look
to
at the
it.
other departments.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why we gotta have
we
the
have to-
public.
And I don't know if we want to say
Tatiana
whatever
had-
Tatiana said to just not do what she said.
I don't think she was involved with this discussion about the garage, I think it was more Glenn or the lady was what's her name?
Yep,
An-
before.
Angelica, or, I don't know, whatever.
Okay,
But we can put it on the table.
I think
and
that's,
see that.
yeah, I think, well,
It can make more sense.
I agree with you, I think that's,
Completely agree.
but we gotta go back and make sure that doesn't, go
Yeah, because
against
then half
any
of your
other.
front yard is driveway, got nothing left,
And
right?
it's gonna save a lot of money for the paving, for that, for this, yeah, so the driveway gonna be less.
Yeah,
And
we'll let you work it out. Let's talk about the architecture soon. Right, we did site planning,
So would you check with Joel about that?
what do you think about it?
I'll write down notes for him, he can get back to you.
And if we all
The
think.
balcony, like the balcony, is
Yeah,
it shared by
I'll
both
write
of them?
to
Because like
consider
it
it as a
continues,
recommendation if
no, we're gonna
allowed.
put
Then we can go back.
like a barrier, it's not shown though.
yeah, some glass to make it,
No, this whole front balcony, like it looks like it's being shared by both the units.
yeah, but we're gonna put some, not a partition, but some.
Some
like
kind
a
of glass?
Yeah,
Divider.
some like glass or divided
Okay.
here, to not having, to make it separate.
Okay.
Can I just, I won't, oh, maybe I shouldn't ask because we're on TV.
Write it down.
But yes, please.
No, I won't even say it, because it's in violation of state laws and all that other stuff. Okay, so. Shana, do you have other?
Yes, so what, I'm sorry, I still didn't get
This is a theme, this is like an architectural,
this in the plan.
I think it's only decorative, right? It's,
Yeah, decorative.
Yeah.
I think
What is she asking about?
It's kind of vertical thin projections on
I think I
one of
added
the elevations.
later, but it's gonna have
don't really see it in the plan.
These?
That's,
Yeah, some-
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
It's
was
gonna
look-
be somewhere.
Oh,
Just an
yeah, I was looking at that one too.
This is only the wall for the decoration. That it's gonna.
It is interesting.
Okay, so let's see.
The east,
One more.
one more. East.
There it is.
One answer to
Right there.
this
There you
guy. This is the ADU, the window of the ADU, and the entrance of the ADU is here, I think. The entrance of the ADU. And this is the balcony of the ADU, but this is to feed the vertical line that's coming off to going to the front and turn it to the front as well. Look at these two. Oh, actually, here, I think it's here. These two is here, that they're coming off, and then turning in front of the balcony. To make it something like a trailers for the balcony.
Yeah, it does create interest in the elevation.
It gives a little bit of an accent.
Is there a few modern homes in Highland? I haven't been there in a little bit.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, there are, yeah.
couple that are popping up.
Okay, nice. Give a little bit of
Yeah, so
curiosity.
there's no certain style that we can say Highland has it.
No, not at all. I think it's always had its eclectic style. with
Yeah,
different-
it was like a
which I like,
combination.
but I was just
Yeah.
curious how many are.
It is a mishmash.
Yeah, it is a mishmash.
Right here is the twin towers of Frank Gehry.
Oh, really?
Right, right there. No, there's one lot over here, 2 lots over and 1 lot north. Is it's a house he did for the president of the Loyola Law School, like in 1978.
Oh,
And it's one of the Calabasas historical
Yeah,
Sites.
sites and everything, has a badge and everything.
Oh, wow.
Huh?
What's the address? I could go and check it
It's on Clover Trail, it's
Yeah.
probably
It's right above us.
560 or something like that.
it's worth driving in Highlands because like you really see something different. Like,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
complete
Very
mishmash,
cool.
complete
Very
mishmash.
cool. And a couple people have moved in and, they're like, can't touch it.
Nope. Inside you do play, but not
Yeah,
outside.
yeah, which is, anyway. So, yeah, that's the grandfather of it all. So, let's see, some more practical things. How are you draining the balcony? Is it, you want it level?
This is
Or you've got a slope?
This is a slope, and then I believe that in front of
Yeah, you got the 1/4 inch per foot. Sometimes 1/4 inch per foot, you can feel that sense of slope to it. Standing, it does feel like,
Well, that's all gonna change if he reverses and drops the garage unless he keeps it at the same level
Yeah,
height.
right.
it's gonna be different then.
yeah, because
Changes
then
the
you
garage
could,
height,
then you
then it's
could put a
different
palletized
Yeah,
deck
but
down.
2%
Which will actually be
is,
much better.
is called as a flat landing according to the building code. So, and the less the slope gonna be dangerous, especially with the rain for
Yeah.
these days.
Mhm.
So the 2%, I believe that it's gonna be more secure for the.
It's pretty
for
big,
the
you might
terrain.
wanna consider some area drains.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, it's just,
It's a large area, you will have a lot of water.
Are we talking about the balcony right
Or
now?
break it and
No,
then
the
split it,
balcony, yeah.
That's fine.
We don't specify the drains, right?
no, he's just sheet flowing it to this, is there a gutter on that side, or?
There should be a gutter.
I believe that the LIG person, that he put some gutter in the front.
I don't see it. But am I looking at the right?
But I think we ended up to have the gutter in the front.
Yeah. Okay. What's the budget for this house? Just interested in,
We're figuring, I mean, with today's market, it's about $300.
a foot? Yeah, that's reasonable. Okay. Drilled piers, imagine. Do you have a soil support yet?
Oh, yeah,
Okay. Good.
that's the first thing.
300 a foot including all the walls and earthwork?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
because we are, well,
That
Sounds
sounds
performing.
lovely.
we are in building, but we have 3 projects right now. We have
Got
a couple of apartment buildings and another.
Nice.
And so we kind of,
Yeah,
and
Makes sense.
only a developer can look
exactly.
at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody can get that good a price then.
Otherwise, it's 800
Sure.
a foot, you know? And then no
well,
one
I
can do
built
anything.
my own ADU in the garage. It only ended up costing me $150, but that was 6 years, 7 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I'm like,
that
wow.
doesn't exist today.
That was the first ADU in Ikura here. It was mine. As soon as they,
As the law changed, right away.
yeah.
Yeah, I see like glass railing, so is it just drain it off?
I think at the bottom of the glass railing, we're gonna have it, the guardrail in the front.
You might have to show that, I guess.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I would do that. And that's
Yeah.
all gonna be, relate to your lid system anyway,
Yeah,
which they're gonna get you on.
yeah, that is the
See how
biggest
they
thing.
got away with theirs.
They did away with it?
Starting April
We-
1st, you don't
we
have to do
a,
the final inspection date.
like a carrot
Just have
in
to go
front
plan
of
check,
the,
but there's
at the
no final
bottom of the glass
verification.
railing. So I
Which I'm like,
believe
okay,
that
that's the
the
thing, yeah.
LED, we ended up to having
On a
this
small
on
scale.
guard, you know.
Complete.
Yeah,
Well,
the
small scale
complete, but
only,
the
only April 1st
concealed,
forward.
Concealed
plan
one,
check.
okay.
concealed guard.
Okay.
That
The older
doesn't look
ones still
like a
have to do
guard
it.
from outside, but
There's
kind of.
the collective one.
So does it go down, like,
That's gonna
Yeah,
be,
they're going down, but
what's the detail, like,
you've got that nice little eyebrow there.
Correct.
So
And
you
that's the
you should
concealed
bring the, here's one way you could do it. If you palletized your deck, okay, so that's totally level, and then you slope below to a drain, then here you could do your eyebrow.
the facade, yeah.
So now the water flows into this gutter, and you don't have to have a exposed gutter and you
And your balcony is now flat and level.
Yeah, right. You don't feel like you're tilting over, and then, you know, I don't know where you put your glass, but because, you know, you've got
You can
this
channel
strong
right here.
element, right? You don't want to put a OG gutter there.
yeah, and ruin it?
No, well, that's,
Pull it back behind your eyebrow.
The drain is concealed, but I think we don't have it, the detail yet, but yep.
Okay. All right, well,
But this is a
Yeah, but
nice
this is,
detail.
this is a better detail than the
Yeah,
concealed
no,
one.
that's a good idea.
If concealed drains do give problems in the future.
are you going to put in this light standard?
No, the person who provided 3D rendering, he
That,
had a,
that
added his
and
own
the,
element.
he had a good imaging
and
of
the-
it.
this.
that.
I think
are
he
not-
thought
yeah.
that it is in
You know what
New
that
York.
is? That's Caruso's Towers being built.
Right next door.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
So do you collect the water from the balcony?
No, the LED, I think it goes to
The
the,
LED, yeah, oh,
Yeah.
sorry. This is a LED, so the all water
Goes
coming
there.
to the, you know, to the,
Catch
this
basin.
is a,
yeah.
this is a landscape area, and
It's like a rain garden.
yeah, rain garden, and then
Overflow
connected
sump pump, yeah.
to the basin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like filter fabric and all kind of stuff.
Like straw.
All right, well, let's see, so,
Oh, they have a landscape.
Yeah,
Ideally,
the
the
landscaping
garage
plan is pretty good.
being changed, if you can do it, I think works to your benefit. I would look at that.
yeah.
Sorry,
The garage being
Oh, yeah.
rotated,
Yep.
if available.
so for,
If the-
for sure, this is a
yeah.
better idea to rotate it, no doubt.
but,
Yep.
but we gotta figure out why we.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We
check your
changed
notes
it,
and
yeah.
see what it is. I mean, we don't know definitively, but.
I wanna go back and forth
suggestion.
and.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Don't just change it yet.
Right,
Look at it.
exactly.
This area drain, what is that doing?
Now it's nothing.
Why don't you take your easement and get it quit planned?
Oh, that catch basin over there?
Yeah, because
Oh,
all
no,
it
no.
does is, there's an outlet pipe over here. It just
Yeah.
drains, just
Oh, oh, no.
shoots it down the hill.
No, we went through.
Did you?
hell with that, yeah.
Because there's
But we
also a
had to get-
power thing here.
We had to get a hydrology report for the whole area.
oh,
And it cost us a fortune to do that because yeah, Tatiana insisted on that. And that's a big part of that
So
whole.
you'll just leave
yeah,
it,
the
leave
drain has to
it
remain
away.
there.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I wish we could get rid of that, but,
And especially that area is deducted from the lot area.
Yeah.
I saw that.
And it's
It's an
gonna, and the
easement.
FAR is.
You're right.
reviewed.
Did you
Yes.
check that?
I
That's
did.
all
No, it's
counted
all
out, it's all
I
netted
didn't.
out?
Yep.
It's
So we prefer
told the
to.
planner.
So
Yeah,
the
so,
original lot's there, and then you
So-
got the
Yeah.
miscellaneous easement, so it dropped down to 4,400.
Yeah.
And then you got your 45%.
Okay, yeah.
So because they ate about 570 of their lot.
And they didn't pay us for it.
Of course. You paid extra for it.
1,500.
We went through that
Yeah,
to
it's
get
like
rid of the
15.
easement.
Yeah.
1,580,
That's a difficult one to get rid of.
and then 400 for that.
And then the 800 ADU.
Whatever you're showing, I know you need it right now.
Yeah.
That's good, okay.
Otherwise, you
Sorry, I
wouldn't be
just
here.
have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
suggestion.
Yes, please.
Instead of having two stories, which you're wasting this little small space with two staircases, why don't you have like an ADU on the first floor and the main floor in 2 stories?
The one of the thing is the sound. For the sound, for example, if the ADU on the bottom and the another unit on the top, anyway, by using the like a lightweight concrete or anything, it's still the bumping, the sound of the, for example, the high heel shoes is going down. So the owner wanted to avoid of having the up and down. He wanted to have it like a side by side. This is the main reason. And the other one.
And the view?
And the other one is for view, so both of them can using the best view. And the other thing is that for the SFD, we have like a playroom or something like entertainment at the first floor. So it doesn't bother the, the unit, the bedrooms on the top. So you're gonna have something like a privacy. But you're right, instead of having the one staircase, now we have 2 staircases. So it's gonna take, the space.
There are ways that you can do that,
All right, well, let's see, so, I think that generally you passed the architectural things, yes? We do need you, though, to come back so that we can see what happens with grading, the grading plan, and the input from the garage, et cetera, so that we can look at.
The overall project as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When is the next meeting?
I think we have
The
one
end of
next
September?
month, yeah.
But we have to wait to receive the correction from the public board for the grading, or? Because we submitted to the public board. I
They
believe.
don't have an approved grading plan from Tatiana yet, so what you see may not be the,
I don't think we have to have an approved grading plan. I think we need to see a processed grading plan.
Suggest-
okay.
So this is a-
Because, and it's gotta include like quantities of dirt removal, your lid system, all of that. We're doing you a favor. If we don't ask that question, when you get to the planning commission, they're gonna ask the same questions. And then it's a denial until you prove it. So if we can help them by seeing it first, and we always see things on big new houses, whatever, small new houses, always see the grading plans. I don't know why it's not in the standard part. It rotates through DRC, right?
Yeah, but not necessarily.
So,
I don't think that in general we do a grading plan for all new houses for ARP,
When
since you
there's
guys
grading?
focus on the architecture, so.
Well,
If
it's
you
civil
wanna
engineering.
see it, sure, but
Oh,
we
we have
normally
the
don't
grading.
include the
Provided the
engineering
grading
details
plan.
as a
They just
standard.
didn't include it in our
They didn't
packet.
include it in our
Yeah,
packet.
exactly. So
Yeah.
this is what Joel asked us to remove.
We
the-
don't normally ask
He
for
said
it by
don't go past
standard.
4.
Can you double check that, Chaplain, just going forward? Because over all the years I've ever been here, we've always seen civil plans when it's a new house that
When-
involves any amount of dirt removal.
When you ask for it, we can definitely bring it, but by standard, I don't think we've ever done that for every single house. I can ask Michael if he wants to do it going forward.
Okay, yeah.
For new commercial
Try to have
development
him
and things
shake
like
the
that,
cobwebs
definitely,
out,
but
because
just
we-
for,
Like on Mulholland, that Ken Stockton house, we saw it, we thought about it for a long time.
I think scenic corridor stuff might be different.
No, this was not scenic corridor. This was, I think, Highlands. There was one in
Also in the
Highlands.
Highlands, the grading thing. which
Yeah,
was-
that
Yeah.
one you
So-
asked for a grading plan, so it came
Yeah.
back with it.
For the next month, you said it's gonna be on September, yeah?
Mhm.
So, we gonna ask Jacqueline and Joel to send you the grading.
Well, it's not us, it's them. So
Yeah.
you give them the,
We
that'll
get the
be-
feedback about the
Yeah.
garage and the grading, and then come back.
Touch it up, touch it
Yep.
up.
Okay.
And get on calendar with them, we're here, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be here.
Because the grading is ready unless we change the garage.
Right.
But if we don't change the garage, the grading, amount of the grading, amount of the, the dirt work and everything is here.
Got it.
Right, right.
Thank you.
Is there a
Thank you.
motion?
Oh, we need to make a motion, so.
Motion to continue it based on recommendations and grading review for civil plan.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, well, nice work.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you next.
Well, thank you
next time.
for your time.
Thank you so much, I really appreciate it.
Okay, that concludes the meeting.
Yep.
I think
we can
there's no
adjourn.
other
Okay.
matters of,
Do we need to
No.
make a motion to adjourn?
do we?
Yes,
ahead
you
and
do.
make
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in
Thank you.
favor?
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, thank
All
you.
right.